Eddie Murphy, a legend who rose from poverty to become one of the most iconic voices in comedy. From Beverly Hills Cop to the Nutty Professor, from the streets of Bushwick to the global stage, his story isn't just about fame, it's about survival, transformation, and the power of laughter born in silence. Born in 1961 in Brooklyn, Eddie grew up in a working-class home filled with fragile joy. His father, a transit cop and part-time comedian, lit up their tiny apartment with impressions and jokes. But when Eddie was just 3, his parents separated. At 8, tragedy struck. His father was taken from him in circumstances too dark for a child to understand. Grief hit early and hard. That laughter became armor and escape. Soon after, his mother fell gravely ill. Eddie and his brother were placed in foster care, not abandoned, but lost in limbo. Lonely nights by a window, whispering cartoon voices to himself, comedy became his survival instinct. When his mother recovered and remarried, the family moved to Long Island. Life stabilized, but the pain lingered. In school, Eddie was the class clown, a natural performer. At 15, he stepped on stage for the first time. The crowd exploded, and in that moment, something shifted. Laughter wasn't just protection, it was freedom. By 16, he was sneaking into Manhattan comedy clubs, performing for tips, meals, or nothing at all. He'd sleep on benches, skip dinner, and ride the last train home, chasing 5 minutes of stage time. That was my education, he'd later say. He absorbed everything: Pryor's edge, Cosby's charm, Red Fox's grit, and built his own voice. Clubs ignored him. TV studios said he was too young, too raw, too black. But Eddie kept coming back. Then came 1980. Saturday Night Live was dying, and Eddie wouldn't stop calling. Finally, they gave him a shot. A small role, barely seen. Until one live episode ran short, and the producer said, "Eddie, get out there." In 5 minutes, Eddie unleashed a lifetime. Voices, energy, pain, brilliance. The audience roared, and a star was born. From foster care to late-night trains, from pain to prime time, Eddie Murphy had done the unthinkable. He didn't just make us laugh, he reminded us why laughter matters. Eddie Murphy, the boy from Bushwick who turned pain into punchlines and became the voice of a generation. From whispering jokes in foster care to shaking Hollywood with his brilliance, Eddie didn't just chase fame, he redefined it. At 19, he saved Saturday Night Live from collapse. At 21, he took over the box office with 48 Hours. By 24, Beverly Hills Cop made him the first black actor to dominate global cinema. He didn't wait for Hollywood to make space, he kicked the door open. But while the world laughed, Eddie often sat in silence. Fame hit like lightning, blinding, burning. Days blurred into scripts, sets, and sleepless nights. "People think being funny is easy," he once said. "Sometimes it's the hardest job in the world." In 1989, Harlem Nights was meant to be his crown, a film he wrote, directed, and starred in alongside his heroes. But critics pounced. The same system he carried now turned its back. The laughter grew distant. The 90s brought exhaustion, backlash, and scandal. The world demanded his downfall. So he stepped back from the spotlight, from the chaos, and found peace in fatherhood, in silence, in stillness. Then came The Nutty Professor, 1996. A resurrection, 7 characters, 1 man, and audiences laughed until they cried. He followed with Dr. Dolittle, Mulan, and Shrek, where Donkey became a new generation's favorite voice. Eddie had evolved, from star to healer. He didn't just make us laugh anymore, he brought us together. In 2006, Dreamgirls revealed a raw Eddie, not just funny, but human. A Golden Globe win, but no Oscar. He left the ceremony early, but his journey wasn't over. In 2019, "Dolomite Is My Name" reminded the world of his brilliance. That same year, he returned to SNL, 35 years after saving it. Legends like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Tracy Morgan didn't just laugh, they thanked him. Eddie received the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, the highest honor in comedy. Today, Eddie Murphy no longer chases the spotlight. He creates on his own terms. not for fame, but for truth. From a quiet boy in Bushwick to a force that reshaped comedy, Eddie Murphy didn't just survive, he changed the way the world laughs. By 1991, Eddie Murphy's early loves had faded, not with anger, but grace. Though relationships ended, he stayed close to his sons, giving them the stability he never had. Fame brought success, but also loneliness and regret. He met Nicole Mitchell at a charity gala, and their marriage became a golden era filled with family and warmth. But fame's demands pulled Eddie away, and their love quietly unraveled. They separated with dignity, co-parenting 5 children and sharing respect despite the distance. Next came Mel B, a passionate but turbulent love marked by fame's shadows. Their daughter Angel Iris became a beacon of hope amid chaos, teaching Eddie about responsibility and forgiveness. Their stormy relationship left wisdom, not bitterness. Eddie's later relationship with Tracy Edmonds brought gentle warmth. They married privately but eventually parted with kindness, proving love doesn't always mean holding on. Finally, Paige Butcher brought quiet calm. Away from the spotlight, their love flourished in peace and understanding. Together they built a new chapter, with Eddie embracing fatherhood anew. Through highs and heartbreaks, Eddie learned that love isn't always forever. Sometimes it's the lessons it leaves behind, and sometimes that's enough. Eddie Murphy once ruled the stage with unstoppable laughter and dazzling energy. But today, that roar has softened into something quieter and deeper. Peace found in family and love. He cherishes the simple moments, sitting on the floor telling stories, making funny voices for his children's laughter, genuine and unplugged. "My kids are everything," he says, "the center of my universe." After the painful loss of his brother Charlie, Eddie found healing in his newborn son Max, a tribute that keeps love alive through grief. At home in Beverly Hills, life moves slowly. Mornings filled with cartoons, coffee, and the hum of family. Paige Butcher, his partner and anchor, grounds a life once stormy with fame's chaos. Together, they've built a sanctuary of privacy and love, far from the spotlight. Fame never fully fades, but Eddie faces its challenges with humor and patience. "We're not perfect," he admits, "but we're real." And in those real, unfiltered moments, he's found the rarest form of love, peace. The loss of his brother Charlie cut deep, silencing part of his laughter. Yet grief reshaped him rather than broke him. Now in his 60s, Eddie no longer chases fame or applause. He thrives on quiet joy, garden walks, piano evenings, bedtime stories. Peace isn't the absence of pain, he says. It's learning how to carry it. His legacy extends beyond comedy. From a humble Brooklyn childhood to a $70 million Beverly Hills estate, Eddie built an empire of laughter, love, and wisdom. He owns the rights to films, quietly gives millions to charity, and lives by a simple truth: you give because you remember. Today, Eddie Murphy wakes with nothing left to prove, only gratitude and presence. He's not just a legend of comedy, but a man who has learned that sometimes the greatest punchline is peace. If Eddie's journey has ever touched you, drop a heart and celebrate a life that shows grace can find anyone, no matter where they begin. If you love Hollywood gossip, celebrity news, and all things star-studded, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss an update. Also, drop a comment below.